So, hey there, beautiful people. I am bringing you a new book, Food by Dr. Mark Hyman today, and my thoughts about it is being touted as a roadmap for food. You know what? Food needs to be workable. Food needs to work for your lifestyle, and I'm going to tell you what works in this book and how it can work better for you. So stay tuned, and it is coming right up. So hey there, this is Lindy Ford, registered dietitian, clinical and licensed nutritionist and nutrition detective. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am back from a long excursion, a family wedding, as well as we were very excited to travel with a medical group, a bunch of surgeons, into the Dominican Republic, and I got to do nutrition lessons. At one point, my nutrition lesson was being translated from English to Spanish, and that Spanish was being translated to Creole for some Haitians that were in the group. And so I have no idea what those Haitians heard, but I hope that it went well, and I'm learning Spanish feverishly. So when I go back next year, I will be able to actually speak to most of the people there. So that it was a really exciting time, and just loved it. My husband worked in the hospital. He worked actually assisting in some surgeries, crazy, but it is a great way, just high caliber, best of the best kind of people. Big shout out to the group that went, and people that, you know, they are taking their own vacation time to serve other people, and I cannot tell you how gratifying that was to me. So anyway, this is I'm coming back to a topic about a book. This is a book called Food, and it is by Mark Hyman. Now, many of you know that I like Mark Hyman a whole lot. I think he is a balanced thinker. I think he bases everything that he says about nutrition on good research. And I think he's kind of the voice of reason out there, because there are just so many varying views. You know, some of the people are the paleos, and some of them are the vegans. He calls himself a pegan. He's kind of a hybrid between the two. And of all of the nutrition writers, I've always liked his viewpoints the best, because I've always thought that he hits the nail on the head when it comes to nutrition. And nutrition shouldn't be so complicated. It needs to work for you, and I want it to work for you. So what he does is he brings this down to almost like a concise roadmap on how we can eat optimally, right? We don't have to be controlled by food. We need to enjoy what we're eating, but we need to know what works and what doesn't, and what kind of myths are out there that we need to just completely disregard. So what I like, again, like Dr. Sanjay Gupta says, a clear roadmap for a confused eater. So most of us are confused eaters, and I just think that this clears a lot of those myths up. What I really love about this is that each chapter, and he talks about meats and vegetables and fruits and and beverages and all of these different fats, all of these different categories and of nutrients and macronutrients, and he talks about each one of them. And what I like is at the beginning of every single chapter, he has a quiz, a true-false quiz. I take that every time. I have gotten 100% so far on it, just because I study this stuff all the time. But many people may not, because they've been fed by our U.S. government, as well as some pretty reputable institutions, just the opposite. For example, I'll just give you a couple of things. True or false: red meat contains high levels of saturated fat, which causes heart disease. Or the thing on proteins: beans are the ultimate health food. Cattle evolved to eat grass in the wild, not grains and beans like corn and soy. Liver is one of the most nutritious foods you can eat, and on and on. And he talks about this in each one of these chapters. So I think that it just clears a lot of food myths up. It helps you to understand food. I would take that test at the beginning of each chapter, and then see how you do at the end, and see if your score goes up a little bit. And it just teaches you all about it. And I love it. I love that it's based on science. He has said, like at the beginning, I think there was something about, I don't know, he didn't mention avocado oil. You know, just little picky things like avocado oil is just amazing. He didn't really mention that oil, and I don't think that olive oil is a good oil to cook with. But as far as just really good, sane advice on nutrition, this is an amazing book to get. So like I said, I have it in audio, I have it in hardback, and it's just kind of I mean, I know all these things, but I know really a lot in this book, and but I just like the fact that it's all in one place. It's all been synthesized down to make it easily understood by you. So that's my take on it. I think it's one of the best books, and I probably have read 100 different food books by different authors, and some of them are medical people, some of them are not, just to try to get an idea of what people are thinking out there. And food, what the heck should I eat, is got to be on the top, like probably number one on my list as far as good reads when it comes to nutrition. So go get it. It's a great book, and let me know what you think. If you have read this book, please comment below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We would love to have you in our family. Comment below, let me know you're here. Would love to hear from you, as well as we have an Instagram with a Twitter account, as well as Lindy Ford Nutrition and Wellness on Facebook. I post several times a day recipes and great articles from some of the best minds, and also some great inspiration that will help you to stay on this journey. It is a great journey to be on. It is worth your time. It is worth your effort, and we would love to have you join us. So comment below. You've read this book, you haven't read this book, you're planning on reading it, what your thoughts are. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, let me know, and I want to hear you, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. So thank you so much for joining me today, and remember that everyone deserves to live their best life. Thanks for joining me.